It's about striving for enlightenment.
I found the film wonderful. I cried, but also sad because of the importance put on being a Bhikkhunis. I also found it very sad that there was a split in the community with the young and the elderly nuns. I hoped that we would follow the Dharma teachings and just teach what Buddha taught us. We are his ambassador, so unfortunately that was sad, but I was very happy for Maria.
If it hadn't been for a nun, I probably not have been a Buddhist, because way back in 1953, a Buddhist nun arrived in Australia. Her name was Dharmadina. She was ordained as a Bhikkhuni in China, and then she went to Sri Lanka, where the monks would not accept her because they didn't accept Bhikkhuni ordination. But nevertheless, she came to Australia, and she was one of the first people in the current era to propagated the Dharma in Sydney. I was delighted that Venerable Sujato had handed over Shanti Forest Monastery to Bhikkhunis. I thought it was a great pity that it had split, and I hope that it will be restored, and that there's always problems in the beginning. We had the problems in the beginning in Sydney when there were no monks available. There were only about 5 monks in the world that had any English, and they had to travel great distances. So we're fortunate to have Venerable Narada Mahatera, Venerable Sayadaw U Titala from Burma, and they were the only ones available, and they could make very spasmodic visits. And of course, as there was no Sangha established here, there were arguments among the lay people, and there were splits in Buddhist institutions here. So it's not surprising that there are splits in an organisation that's set up, which is quite unique to this country. And so I thought it was very sad that it had happened, but I'm sure that it will be overcome in time.
So as a Bhikkhuni myself, and as the abbess of a abbey in the U.S., I just want to say that how important it is. 2 things. One is that we have Western Sangha who actually understand the teachings and practice them deeply and can share them with others. And 2, that we have a strong, vibrant monastic community, and within that we have Bhikkhuni communities. Because I think especially for Buddhism spreading in the West, having gender equality and the availability of ordination for everybody is very important. And I don't think that, at least my experience with the people I'm with, the Bhikkhunis I know, they really sincerely want to practice the path, and they see the benefits of holding the ordination, how strong the purification is, how much merit you create when you're doing it. And I know for myself that when I did take the Bhikkhuni ordination, it completely changed my practice in the sense that it made me grow up. I had to really look back and say, wow, there's 2,500 years of practitioners behind me with their collective energy of practicing the Dharma, and especially the monastics who held the teachings, who held the Vinaya, and made it possible for the Dharma and the Vinaya to continue to the present day. They're all behind me, and now as I take Bhikkhuni ordination, it is my responsibility to carry the Dharma ahead to future generations so other people will have the opportunity to meet and practice the Buddha's beautiful teachings. And so for myself, becoming a bhikshuni really made me grow up that way. Not suddenly, but over time, of course, I realized that it was no longer about my Dharma practice and what's good for my Dharma practice and how I can find the right conditions for meditation and how I can find the right place to live. But that as a bhikshuni, my responsibility is to carry these teachings and be of the greatest benefit to other sentient beings. And that it's not about me, it's about the Dharma, it's about all living beings and being of benefit.
Yes, well, I was quite impressed with the quality of the photography, the editing, and the directing of the film. I thought it was wonderfully produced, and I hope that the film will be seen by many people throughout the world. It should be the most enlightening film to be seen by all people and perhaps inspire people to pay more respect to the female members of the Sangha.